Mamas, I know the struggle. Trying to get your little one to keep their bonnets on at night can feel like a never-ending battle, right? But trust me, I've been there and there is hope. In today's video, I'm sharing some game-changing tips that's going to help your little ones to keep their bonnets on all night while they're asleep, or even in the daytime when they're taking their naps, because we all know how important it is to protect their hair while they're sleeping in their cots or in their beds. Okay, mama, so my first tip is to let them choose their bonnets. One of the easiest ways and one of the ways to get your little ones excited about wearing their bonnets to sleep is to get them involved when it comes to picking their bonnets. So this mainly applies to your older little ones. If you get them involved in a process, so while you're shopping looking for, satin or silk hair bonnets or scarves for them, let them pick the designs that they want. There's so many cute and colorful designs out there nowadays, so let them choose the one that catches their eye. When they feel like they've had a say in choosing their bonnets or scarves, for example, they're more likely to want to wear it. It's all about giving them a little bit of control. The next tip is to lead by example. Our children, they love to copy and mimic us in different ways. It can be the same when it comes to, wearing a bonnet or scarf. If they see you, or for example, their siblings wearing a bonnet or a scarf to bed, they're more likely to want to copy and wear the same thing too, because they see you, their mom, or their siblings wearing it too. And of course, we are their role models. They love to copy and mimic us. This is more likely going to get them wearing bonnets if they see that we are also wearing it. We are also practicing what we're preaching. It's all about creating a sense of, we're all in this together. In my house, bonnets are part of our bedtime routine. I wear my silk scarf. Even my son, he has his own satin do-rag that he wears. My husband, he's different. Sometimes he wears it, sometimes he doesn't. But all of us wear our, excluding my husband, all of us wear our satin or silk scarves or bonnets to bed. My other tip is explaining the importance of wearing a bonnet in the first place. So this will work better for your older little ones. So explaining the importance of wearing a bonnet to bed helps them to understand why it's even important in the first place. So, when my children were older, I explained to them that, wearing a bonnet to bed keeps the hair protected, keeps the hair retaining moisture, and if the hair is protected and retaining moisture, it isn't going to break off and it's going to retain length. And we know how our children, they love to have long hair. So for example, I would tell my children that keeping your bonnet on will help your hair to flourish and also give you that long hair that you desire. Explaining why it's important to wear a bonnet to sleep at night can really help in making them want to wear a bonnet to bed in the first place and also keeping it on. For younger children, for example, your little one might be 1 year old and recently started wearing a bonnet. Explaining this, they're not really going to understand. What I would suggest, and what I have done for all my children, and even recently my 1-year-old who started wearing a bonnet recently, it's been a couple of months now, whenever I would put a bonnet on her head, I would smile and say to her, it's time to wear your bonnet. I'll be wearing mine, by the way, as I'm doing hers. I'll say it's time to wear your bonnet, and I'll put her bonnet on her head. They take it off, because they will. All of my children did this. They love to test your patience, especially when it comes to wearing a bonnet. If they take it off, all you have to do, calmly but firmly say to them, and also move your fingers. So calmly but firmly say, while moving your fingers, no. And this time you don't want to be smiling either. Say no, this is for your head, while you're putting the bonnet back on. And when you put the bonnet back on, also say no, don't take it off, it's for your head, okay? And it's really important to stay consistent, because they will take their bonnets off a few times until they get used to it. But staying consistent just shows them that this is serious and this is part of their routine. Now, trust me, with my 1-year-old, she literally takes her bonnet off when she sees me coming in the morning to get her out of bed. When she sees me, that's when she'll take it off, and I just smile at her because I'm thinking she knows exactly what she's doing. She wants to wait for me to see that she has woken up, and then she takes her bonnet off, and then obviously I get her ready for the morning. But she keeps her bonnet on the whole night. She never used to do that, but I stayed consistent with consistently pulling it back on when she'll take it off. So she knew that this was something that she had to keep on her head for the night, and then in the morning she'll be allowed to take it off. Our children are very clever, mamas. They're very clever. Mamas, if you're struggling with your little one's hair, you're not sure what products to use, what regimen they need, they're dealing with breakage, dryness, whatever the case may be, I've got you as always. Click the link below this video and book a one-to-one consultation call with me. In that consultation, I'm going to listen to whatever you're struggling with. I'm going to provide a solution. I'm going to help you create an effective regimen for your little one with product suggestions. So don't delay. Click the link below this video, book a consultation call with me, and let me help you change your little one's hair story for good. Okay, mama, so another tip is to make putting on their bonnet a part of their bedtime routine. Now, we all know that kids thrive on routines, and bedtime is no different. So make putting on your little one's bonnet a part of their bedtime routine, a part of winding down, right alongside giving them a bath before bed, brushing their teeth, putting on their pajamas, etc. When it's built into their routine, it starts to feel like a part of their regular routine. Another tip for you mamas is to use the right fit. If your little one's bonnet is too tight, it's going to be uncomfortable while they sleep, and they're more likely to take it off while they're sleeping because it's uncomfortable. And if it's too loose, it's more likely to fall off as they're twisting or turning. It's really important to get a satin or silk bonnet that actually fits properly, so not too tight and not too loose. I'd say look for bonnets that have adjustable straps, for example. This is going to help you to be able to adjust the fit of the bonnet as well. You know, the right fit makes all the difference in whether they're going to keep their bonnet on all night. So for those nights, for example, that your little ones are still taking off their bonnets while we're trying to be consistent and consistently putting their bonnets back on, another tip for you is to get a backup. So I would say a backup, a satin or silk fitted sheet or satin or silk pillowcase. So if they do take off their bonnet at night, there's a backup and their hair is still protected while they're still in the learning phase of keeping their bonnets on throughout the night. And you know, some little ones at a younger age, they sleep very roughly. I know my children, when they were younger, they used to be very rough sleepers, and sometimes their bonnets will come off. And having that satin or silk fitted sheet or pillowcase was a lifesaver in terms of being a backup for when their bonnets, you know, slipped off their head, because they're not all trying to just take off their bonnets at night. Sometimes they're just rough sleepers and their bonnets will fall off by itself. In case that happens, at least we have a backup and their hair is still protected while they are tossing and turning in their sleep. Mamas, another thing I'll say is that if your little one is new to wearing bonnets, so for example, your little one turned 1 and you want to start incorporating bonnets into their nighttime routine, I would say, mamas, give it time and have patience. Honestly, have patience. Just like potty training, sleep training, they all take time. You know, your little one isn't going to all of a sudden want to wear a bonnet just because you've introduced it. You know, to them, you've introduced something that is unusual to them. I mean, if you had to wear a bonnet for the first time out of nowhere and you weren't used to it, it would be hard for you to adjust in the beginning because you're not used to covering your head, right? Same thing when it comes to your little one. They have no idea what's going on. All of a sudden one night there's something on their head like a hat that they have to sleep with. Of course they're going to take it off until they get used to it. But I promise you, mamas, with consistency they will get used to it. Just like I said before, like potty training, sleep training, in the beginning it seems like they're just not interested and it's never gonna work. They will keep their bonnets on eventually. I have 4 children. I've been through it 4 times, and in the beginning it seems like it's just not gonna work, but then one day it just clicks. My children now, they even remind me that I need to put their bonnets on at night. They won't even sleep without a bonnet. Honestly, they're so used to wearing bonnets that they even cannot sleep without wearing a bonnet. So your little ones will get there eventually. Just be patient and be consistent. And also, please mamas, don't get frustrated. Although it's easier said than done, but don't get frustrated when they take it off. Like I said, in a calm but firm way, just put it back on their heads and do this consistently. Eventually they will get the message. Mamas, if your little one's edges is breaking and you're not sure what's causing this, it could just be their bonnet. This is actually one reason what could be causing your little one's edges to break off. I covered this in the video shown right now in the bottom left hand corner of this screen. I cover various reasons why your little one's edges could be breaking off, and one of the reasons could be the style of bonnet that they're wearing to sleep at night. This is a must watch. If you're interested, click the video shown right now on the bottom left hand corner of this screen. This is really going to be a game changer in identifying what could be causing the breakage around your little one's edges and how to fix it. All right mamas, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye.